What? What? Yeah, I'm not really celebrating anything. Sorry, I've been on a little hiatus here. My ears have been glued to the radio. Just following along with this election stuff. Yes, it's all rigged. Anyways, um, since Woodrow Wilson, uh, he was the first president that was a part of the Illuminati since Thomas Jefferson. Since then, every president and every nominee, everything is just it's all set up, and that's basically in a nutshell what the Illuminati is. They have infiltrated and taken over every aspect, every facet of life here in America and beyond the seas as well, but mostly here, being the most powerful nation, of course, is most important to take over here. I'm talking about banks. I'm talking about close to 100% of the major chains that you go to, from fast food to department stores, and they're in charge of music, movie productions. They run things. They are the government. And there's a hierarchy that's involved here. On the back of your $1 bill, you have a pyramid with 13 steps. You can look this up here. I'll put up the hierarchy, and what you'll notice is right along the bottom you have the Masons. These are the Freemasons. They're those people that are in the secret society. The Simpsons made fun of them. The Stonecutters episode, if you remember that. Some would consider them Boy Scouts for men, but really it's a lot deeper than that. If you break it down, what you'll discover is that they are actually engaging in sun worship, not S-O-N, S-U-N, the stuff that was an abomination in the Bible, especially in Ezekiel, where you have 25 turning their backs on the temple and worshiping the rising sun to the east. And also is very similar. They're the same people who are Baal worshippers. Now let me relate this. Well, in Freemasonry, all the temples face east to face the rising sun. And if you're familiar at all with ancient Egyptian mythology, I don't know if you call it that, you would be familiar with the sun god Ra. If you've ever been to a cemetery, you may have noticed this shape here. It's called an obelisk. And an obelisk is believed to house the spirit of the sun god Ra. Every Mason is buried with this. No one even thinks much of it. It looks Egyptian-esque. But yeah, it's a lot deeper than that. Stuff is, you can get into numerology. You can get into other Egyptian figures, including the pyramid in the back of the $1 bill. We'll get right back into that. So basically, this stuff is nutty. It gets very deep. You can drown in information very quickly. So I'm not gonna get in depth here. The point of these videos is not to, provide a complete expose. If you have looked into this, again, I'm not trying to drown you in the information. You will come to the conclusion that one, UFOs are real. And two, there is some sort of conspiracy going on in this country and maybe across the world. Everyone seems to be conspiring to do something. You may have heard the phrase New World Order, but the Masons, they are working underneath the Illuminati. Those are the higher ups. Now, those guys, including people like President Bush, part of the Skull and Bones, the list goes on and on. They serve, they go up to I think the third from the top level there, the 9 unknown men. These 9 men represent every continent. I know there's 7 continents. I don't know which one has more than one. And they serve and answer to directly the 7, they're called. And you will find that the 7 and the 9 seem to parallel teachings of the Maitreya as far as the ascended masters go. And I'll get into that Maitreya stuff again. I will link and find out who exactly the Maitreya is in a little bit, a couple sermons from now. And the 7 answer directly to TGAOTU, the great architect of the universe. Now, that's the top of the pyramid, the all-seeing eye there. And as you can see, the sun thing repeated. You see that shining illumination Lucifer, the light bearer. All of it is related. Now, if you also look into the Illuminati work and the past and the encounters that some of the most prominent men in the Illuminati have had, you'll find that they have been in contact with the UFO people. Those are the people that they answer to. And the stories, you'll find people like Aleister Crowley speaking to a gray alien. You know how people say, oh, they just made those images up because they copied what already had existed. Not the case at all. And in fact, you go further back into ancient history, you'll find that these beings were also described and drawn on some ancient walls here. I think the Sumerians. I'll try to find some pictures here for you. And there we go. There's one. And you'll see that the same worship, who they're bowing down to, these men of prominent power in society, it's the exact same God and gods that were around in the ancient biblical times, that was such an abomination to God. So the same people they're bowing to then, it was Lucifer then, and it's Lucifer now. It didn't just all of a sudden end. Okay, now what? What is the relationship here? If they are the UFO people, and you'll see that even heads of religions are a part of this conspiracy as well. Just look for the same signs. I'm talking about sun worship, obelisks at the Vatican. Every time the Pope speaks, he faces an obelisk and faces east. Look into that. Is it just a coincidence? Did one of the popes just say, "Hey, I like that design. Let's use it. Let's throw it in the middle there. Matter of fact, let's face east when we do it." You gotta. I don't know. At some point, you have to stop saying, whatever, bologna and cheese. There's some substance. There's a lot of substance to this, but you need to look it up yourself. They are all working to create a world in which everyone will welcome Lucifer or the Antichrist. You know, the dragon, the beast. They're making their way here, and in order to do that, they have to change people's philosophical views, religious views. And also the Illuminati slogan, if you will, is Ordo ab Chao, meaning order out of chaos. So what they've created and what they're trying to do is, with the guidance of the UFO people, and this is the deepest part. Now try to follow me here. It might get a